and welcome to the David Tomsic Show, fighting tyranny one day at a time. It's Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. I'm so glad you can join me today. Our video today is on the DOGE group. That's Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Of course, this is a Donald Trump initiative, part of making America great again. Apparently, from some of the comments, people don't like the fact that I say that he's not making America great again. Now, some of these people, and some of these people grew up a little different than me, although I know some of them. They go to, to the extreme of saying that Donald Trump somehow is going to fix all that's wrong with America. So it's okay, in their mind, I guess, to deport a 4-year-old child with cancer, although his mother or her mother is an illegal immigrant. There's no mercy or pity there. We just deport them because they love this, because everybody's illegal. As I mentioned yesterday, Donald Trump rants about people causing all kind of havoc and creating all sorts of crimes and are criminals. Of course, he forgets to mention that he's a convicted felon. It's kind of funny that he would worry so much about these people that he doesn't name are somehow illegal and they're criminals. I don't care about illegal immigration. If these people can be a part of our society, let's keep them here and bring them in. He wants to get rid of everybody that isn't white. And in some cases, even if you're white, he wants to be able to get rid of you if you don't agree with him. And yet at the same time, he wants to bring all these big factories back and build shoes and all kinds of things. And who's going to build them? And some of the people that actually commented, they're not going to be in those factories. I'm here to tell you who you're going to get to do it, who you're going to call. I don't know. I've been to fast food restaurants and literally we don't have enough staffing. And yet you're going to staff big factories? Well, they'll pay more. Will they? That works different. I worked in factories. I actually worked in factories on a line, and I worked in factories in management, supply chain. So I've been there. It's a little hard to do nowadays. But again, people are true believers. They've been inundated with lies for so long. And these lies sound good. Make America great again. Factories are coming back. We're going to punish China on everybody else. They're stealing from us. Oh my, talk about paranoia. Again, indoctrination works if it's done right. And believe me, the folks that support this president have been indoctrinated by the best. So much luck to you. But we're going to stick with the facts. And I brought on an economist today. Well, I don't have him here. But I've read his books, I've read some of his information and listened to videos, and he pretty much backs up a lot of the stuff other economists, both right and left-leaning economists, say. There's problems here. And of course, with DOGE, the problem is how will it affect our economy? All these cuts that Elon Musk is making like this. Slash, 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 slash. It's a new song. Farm, 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 farm all, farm all. That's a new song, along with Democrat, 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 and Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi. These are all hit songs from the same group. One-trick ponies, my friends, one-trick ponies. So Professor Stephen King, Australian economist and author. He is a distinguished fellow at UCL and head of the School of Economics, History, and Politics at Kingston University, London. Now, Keene believes Musk is making huge mistakes when it comes to DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, Keene uses SpaceX, which is Musk's baby, right? Rockets, as an example of what not to do here. Okay, so he's using Musk against Musk. It's kind of funny, isn't it? So he's talking about how rockets are designed. And I guess he's been to Musk's factories and he's been to Bezos' factories. He's watched this process. So Professor Keene is using how Musk makes rockets and compares that to how Musk is handling DOGE. So listen carefully. It's very interesting. Now, Keene uses the word iterative quite frequently in this discussion. Now, this means to repeat in a cyclical manner, sort of like you'd repeat an experiment until it works the way you want it. Now, in rocket design like SpaceX, iterative design works because you have a concept. Now, this is what Keene is telling us. You test it out in software first, you build a prototype, then you try the prototype. You launch the rocket. Oops, it blows up. You learn from your mistakes, and the next one comes out better than the first one. You continue to be iterative as you go forward. See, but you have a factory that builds the rockets. So once the rocket blows up, you go back to the factory and you rebuild it, you redesign it. So it's okay to go back to the factory, Keene says. You look at the wreckage, you look at the mission data, and you find out what needs changing. Eventually, you get it right, and it works consistently. So what Keene is saying that in rocket design, trial and error works. If something blows up, you find out what went wrong and you try to repair it. But you have a factory. That's the common denominator here. You have a factory that can build another rocket. You don't have that with an economy. Now, what Keene is comparing this to is to the economy. He says by Musk trying to eliminate the deficit, by cutting all these federal programs and employees, what will it do to the overall integrity of the system that's in place right now? Now, Keene has built an economic model of this, a very complex one. And I'm not going to get into that, but he uses all the variables you can put into any economic model and runs that model to see what the outcome is. What Keene's model has shown is that once you get rid of the federal deficit, once you stop having federal spending, the economy begins to unravel. GDP collapses, employment collapses. You have a problem on your hands. Now, Keene is a proponent of making changes to the federal government, but not in the way Musk is doing it. He said it has to be done gradually with thought and with analysis. Of course, what we're finding out is Elon Musk is just making cuts blindly and then cheering about it. Now, there are some disagreements on actually how much Musk has saved the U.S. government. There are court battles going on over this even as we speak. Now, in Michigan Live magazine, there's an article here. 3 months after being formed, the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, may not be living up to its name, according to the New York Times. The agency, created via executive order by President Donald Trump in January, has been tasked with slashing the federal budget and wiping out alleged fraud, waste, and abuse. However, DOGE head Elon Musk prepares to depart Washington and step back from the agency. As of Monday, the DOGE website claims it has saved an estimated $160 billion through a combination of asset sales, contract lease cancellations, and so on and so on. The number is far less than the $2 trillion in savings Musk originally claimed he could find, and lower than the $1 trillion in savings he offered after backtracking on his original figure. So Musk said first it was $2 trillion, then it's $1 trillion, and now they're saying it's $160 billion, but much of that's being challenged. Okay? Earlier this month, Musk admitted in a cabinet meeting with Trump that DOGE is likely to report savings of $150 billion for next year's fiscal budget. But according to a study by the Partnership of Public Service, the cost of actually making those cuts came in around $135 billion for the fiscal year. So I don't believe anything DOGE is reporting. And I think this was another boondoggle by President Donald Trump in his effort to make America great again. As we used to say in manufacturing, when something goes wrong, do something, do anything. Just make it look like you're working. And a lot of people do this. We're just going to say we made cuts. We're going to go through all these things and find low-hanging fruit and fire people. Even though they may be really doing their job, we don't care. We're not looking for the person who's the weak link. We're just going to fire everybody until you need those people. You need NOAA. You need the scientists in NOAA. You need people that work for the CDC. I'd like people working for the CDC. You need people that work in all these organizations within the government. You need them. If you really need to get rid of people, then let's do an analysis. Let's have an audit. Let's do interviews. Let's look at things closely. Let's not go in like a wild man who doesn't know anything about the federal government and just start slashing. Elon, we're not making rockets here. There's no factory to repair and come up with a new economy. There's no factory to bring back the federal government once you've slashed it. It takes years to find people. It takes years to build these departments. You're slashing and destroying them in months. You can't go backwards. Maybe in rocket manufacturing, you can go back and build another rocket in your factory. But there's no factory that makes economies. Once ours destroyed, the damage can and will be irreparable. Stop using emotion and start using rational logic to our economy. Donald Trump, you're not going to make America great again. And those listening that think it's going to happen, I got bad news for you. You got this chance. 0. Because America was never great like you thought. You're not going to make it white again. Is that what you want? Let's make America white again. Is there a hat, a Mawa hat? Make America white again? Listen, you can't go back. Live with who you have here now. Reach out to people. Join together to make our communities better. But instead, we're just going to get rid of everything and burn it all down. Like all the allies we have. Let's get rid of them all. They're stealing from us. They disrespect us. I will say this again. America, you're 4.5%, maybe 4.5% of the population. I don't care what preacher's telling you differently. We're no more special than anybody else. And at 4% to 5% of the population, we shouldn't take 90% of the resources and rule the world. As I said yesterday, Donald Trump making the statement, I run the country and I run the world. No, you don't. On both cases. We have to grow up. Stop being spoiled children. We have to realize who we really are and make the best of what we have. And not try to make every country bow down to us. Everybody in this world has a right to their existence and to have a better way of life. And that was the United States' plan since 1945, to help raise up a middle class in every country in the world. And now we're going to burn that down too. Burn it all down. Literally, this policy is nothing less than crazy talk. Thanks for joining me again today. God bless you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. We need your help to grow the channel. Again, don't forget to watch our Nights Around the Fire channel. I got that link in the description box. We got new videos coming out there. Beyond that, happy end of April Day. We'll see you tomorrow, May 1st, right here on the David Tomsic Show.